Good morning, everybody. Let me turn my mic up here because I just had it down because I'm on Funky Friday. I'm playing some funk. It's Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live. Hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. In fact, how about we bring that funk back up? Yeah, let's just play some funk and get it going. Oh, that's kind of loud, isn't it? Is that kind of loud to you? I can turn it down a little bit. Anyway. Good morning and welcome to the show. It's Friday on the last of the truncated versions of the Morning Night Live this Friday. Because I have a vehicle back. But you know what? So I got a new engine put in my truck. I got to turn that down a little bit, don't I? Hang on. Let's get it to a manageable level so you can hear me speak. But I kind of like to hear it. Anyway, so as you know, I put a new engine in my truck. And yesterday, the unthinkable happened. The check engine light came on. Just like, no. So I took it back to the place where I got my engine installed. And, well, it was just an O2 sensor that they didn't replace when they replaced the engine. And so they're going to do that for free, even though they normally wouldn't. It's not really part of the engine, but I'm like, dude, I just spent $8,400 putting an engine in this damn thing. I'm not spending another dime on it. Anyway, it's Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live. Let's just play the intro and then we'll get this thing going. Johnny, play the intro, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawgKnight.
All right, we're going to stop that music because I got to start this music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. And welcome to Funky Friday on the PDawgKnight Channel. It is the 17th of September, 2021. Yeah. Now, let's see. Oh, did you know that yesterday was the actual Mexican Independence Day? I didn't hear anyone talking about Independence Day in Mexico yesterday because everyone thinks Cinco de Mayo is Independence Day, and it's not. Cinco de Mayo just relates to some battle that they had, but yesterday was Independence Day in Mexico. Nobody talking about it. Now, it's kind of the theme of the show today, what nobody's talking about. And so I figure on this Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live, we're going to talk about things that people aren't talking about, like Afghanistan. And some random. I got a random list. I'm scrolling through my list, and I haven't even pulled up the articles yet. But I'll just pull them up one by one as we go along. And I'm going to start at the bottom instead of the top. So we'll get to that as soon as I say good morning to all of you who are in the chat already. I see a bunch of you are here, and more will be dropping in, I'm sure. So let's just start with who's here first, all right? I'm going to scroll up. First of all, wait, whoa. I just realized I forgot something. I knew I forgot something. And I know that James Colley's already making fun of me because I forgot something. Because I forget something every day, you know? I got Biden brain. That's my new term for that when I forget something. It's called, I got Biden brain. Anyway, first in the chat this morning is my favorite Canadian, Jaeger Pony, who gets the bell. Thank you for being here, sir. Always appreciate you. Also, good morning to Renee Mayette, Mike Savage, Blarg, Selecta Boy.
Yeah,
Also,
boy.
good morning, Kesler, Green Thunder Demighty, James Colley, Attack Alpacas in the house. Also, Somnambule Nation, Kesler, Wikipedia Snippet, Maniac Man, nice to have you back. Also, good morning to, who was, where? Oh, I'm scrolling a lot. I already said Mike Savage. Oh, Jesse Leon is in the house. Good morning to Renee Mayette. Did I already say Renee? I know you were here. Also, good morning to, I'm scrolling. Y'all, yeah, there you go. Oh, and Cannon Hotep's in the house. Nice to see you, my friend. And I think that's every. Zach Osborne's here. Hello, chicken, and some cauliflower. I have no idea what that means. Good morning to the Bosch Tube. Nice to see you also. All right, and anyone who's lurking, working, driving, keep your hands on the wheel. Listen, but don't touch, because we want to make sure you get to your destination safely. Anyway, all right, so today's theme, I guess, is things that people haven't been talking about as much, because everything's a distraction these days. We have some new rules for the 19 because Herr Biden seems to want us to be thinking about that and not all the other blunders. Not that he's doing a great job with that either, because the pandemic has become endemic. That is my opinion. I'm just saying. So anyway, I got some things here that are just interesting. Okay. What is this? There's gonna be some strange stories. I'm just saying. So I'm sure many of you seen the movie Grease. You know the movie Grease. You know, John Travolta living in John, putting the Broadway musical on the big screen. Nostalgic for the 50s. Anyway, there was a guy in Grease who played kind of a nerdy guy, and he got in trouble. In fact, he got arrested. I'm like, he got arrested. Oh, by the way, if you're not familiar with with Funky Friday, we don't always do this normal news stuff on Funky Friday. This dude, hang on a sec, I got to fit on the screen. I'm not prepared today. My goodness. So this guy who was now it's interesting. They say Grease star. I wouldn't know if you'd want to call him a star, but anyway, Grease star arrested for allegedly throwing plates and food at cops after refusing to leave a restaurant. Oh no! What are we going to do about these children? Good morning, Special Can Acid. How you doing? Eddie Deason, as in Deason Nuts, was arrested for allegedly throwing plates and food at cops after he reportedly refused to leave a restaurant in Maryland. The 64-year-old actor, known for his role as Eugene Felsnick in the popular 78 film Grease, had to be reportedly forcibly removed from the Laval eatery after he refused multiple demands to leave the place and caused a scene, according to TMZ. When officers arrived, Deason, as in Deason Nuts, reportedly hid behind a woman sitting in a booth and refused to come out, according to the outlet. Now, let me just stop for a second here. There's some fascinating things about this article already. First of all, they described him as Grease star, but the fact that the 64-year-old actor is known, sort of, for his name, Eugene Felsnick, or for his role as Eugene Felsnick in the 78 film Grease, tells me I wouldn't necessarily put star by his name. Hello, David McDowell. Very interesting. Anyway, let's see. The actor is finally taken out of the place in handcuffs and wearing no shirt. Deason. Every time I said Deason, I'm like, Deason Nuts. Deason was taken into custody and faces charges for second-degree assault, trespassing, and disorderly conduct, according to the outlet. Now, I'm curious. I'm really curious why they were removing him from the restaurant. You know, I don't know. It says earlier this year, the actor made headlines over an alleged incident involving a waitress at a Maryland establishment that allegedly involved harassing the person. And, quote, Eddie Deason, as in Deason nuts, is a fucking creep who comes into my work at least once a week, calls and asks other servers for my schedule. And if he comes in and I'm not wearing makeup, he leaves, waitress Kara Lashbaugh wrote back in June on Twitter with screen grabs of Deason's, no, never mind, infatuation post about her. And this grown-ass old man has the balls to post this on Facebook about me. I'm losing my mind. Okay, so anyway, that's very interesting. Eddie Deason was in Cloak and Dagger, The Polar Express, and Midnight Madness. Love his work. Okay, well, you know, he does. I thought he did a good job as Eugene in Grease, playing a kind of a nerdy dude, but all right. He pulled a Pee-wee. Oh, I don't know if he pulled a Pee-wee now. Come on. Let's not go there. Anyway, so that's this is the type of stuff you're going to get on the Morning Night Live today. Well, not necessarily. Actually, there's some things that are a little more important than that, but I just start with something lighthearted because I got to do that. Now, just a reminder, this show is a truncated version of the show. We're only going 60 minutes a day instead of the normal 90. This is the last day, at least for a while, that we'll have these shortened shows because everything's gonna be right in Mudville, and I won't have to leave early anytime soon again. Although I do have a programming note. There is a possibility that I will be streaming tomorrow morning. You know, I had kind of enjoyed the old drive to Denver, and it was interesting, and it was a good way to keep me occupied with something while I'm having a long, boring drive. Well, tomorrow I'm driving up to northern Wisconsin again. I got to go pick up some furniture that we've acquired but haven't picked up yet. And so there's a good chance tomorrow morning you'll see my bright my bright eyes and bushy tail. No, you're not going to see that, but you might. I might just throw on the old Streamlabs or Streamlabs mobile and have some chatting along the way. So if you want to join me tomorrow, those rides are not exciting, but at least it's something if you're bored. So anyway, and also a reminder that the Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, you're the sponsors of the Morning Night Live. You can help out the show by hitting the like button sometime during the show. Share the stream. That's the big one. And then if you want to sponsor the show in other ways, there's more down in the description how to do that. And, SuperChats and Streamlabs and all that stuff. You can see the stuff popping up in the chat. Good morning, by the way, David McDowell. Kay Shull's in the house. Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
And good to see you all. Yes, I do have a cup of reparations in hand, and it's very, very tasty. All right, let me see. So I'm going to scroll through some other things here. You know, we talked a lot about Nicki Minaj yesterday, so I'm not going to. There's some. I'll put some articles. Well, here's what. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I will do. Rap star Nicki Minaj compares cancel culture in U.S. to communist China. What? Wait a minute. I maybe missed that. Okay, we might have to look at this one. Okay. Now wait a minute. This is a. We did see this tweet. We actually went over this one. Pardon some of the coarse language in this, but let's see. What is this? Oh, someone else said this. Never mind. Oh, no. Yeah, we already saw this. We're going to skip it. I'll leave the article in the tabs, but we're not going to look at that one. Thomas Cleaver. Kapow. How are you, sir? All right, let me... Oh, hang on a second. This is one that I've been following, and I hadn't seen this article. So, after years of demanding equal pay, you know who I'm talking. All right, wait a minute. Who am I about to talk about? If you've been watching this show, you know who I'm about to talk about. After years of demanding equal pay, specified subject, which you're going to guess, rejects equal pay deal. Who am I about to talk about? Who am I about to talk about? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is in fact the United States women's soccer team. So they're rejecting an equal pay deal they're saying as a PR stunt, saying it's not good enough. Things that make you go, yeah, things that make you go, The United States women's soccer team has been demanding equal pay for years. Earlier this week, the U.S. Soccer Federation offered the men's and women's teams identical, as in equal, contracts. The women's team, fresh off an underwhelming bronze medal performance at the Tokyo Olympics, celebrated its long-awaited victory over the patriarchy. But hold on, not exactly. The union representing the women's national team blasted the Soccer Federation's equal pay offer as a PR stunt. Hello, Fox P2. That was neither fair nor made in good faith. Star forward Alex Morgan said Wednesday that the female players still need to chat about the equal pay offer and suggested that equality wasn't the team's primary goal after all. What? What? Hello, Ed Costiabli. We need to look line by line at what they're actually providing, because if you have equal, but it's not even what we got before or the value that we are, then we consider that not to be good enough. So they think they are more valuable. They think they're more value. We're not paying them what their value is with an equal contract. In response, the U.S. Soccer Federation reiterated that its offer of identical contracts to the U.S. women's national team and U.S. men's national team, and to discuss equalizing prize money, is real. Now, you can't equalize prize money. That would be stupid, because the prize money, they're talking about what they pay the soccer teams. Okay? If you have an event that generates $6 billion with the B dollars, and a event that generates $125 million, $125 million versus $6 billion, there's no way to make the prize money equal. Sorry, is how it is. Not as many people want to watch women's soccer, okay? Some people want to watch women's soccer, but not everybody. Okay? Just is what it is. It's like watching 15-year-olds play. I shouldn't have said that out loud. But anyway, in response, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see a shake weight. Look at those shake weights. Do you see those shake weights right there? Thank you, Thomas Cleaver, first sponsor of the Morning Night Live today. And by the way, Thomas Cleaver,
you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day.
Thank you, sir. And with that donation, Thomas Cleaver says, kapow! That's all he said. Anyway, thank you, Thomas Cleaver, for sponsoring the show. You are a gentleman and a scholar. And I was going to say that you probably are a very handsome man, too. Anyway, so the latter sentence appears to be a reference to LFG, the recently released HBO Max documentary produced by CNN Films about the women's team's struggle for equal pay, which they're pretty sure they didn't say that the women actually are paid more than the men, but who wants that little detail? The Wall Street Journal described LFG as a good-looking but very politicized film full of outrageously one-sided arguments. I need to watch that. Is that on Netflix or what's that on? Oh, HBO Max. I want to see that. I want to see how badly they botched the details of the actual contracts and the actual pay between the men and the women. But anyway, months before former President Donald Trump led the women's team to a... Wait, what? Months before, former President Donald Trump led the women's team to a 4th consecutive World Cup victory in 2019. What? Okay, I think they accidentally, I think they got something wrong in that article there. The female player sued the U.S. Soccer Federation for gender discrimination and a host of other grievances. A federal judge dismissed the lawsuit, which sought $66 million in damage under the Equal Pay Act. Now, that's incorrect. The judge dismissed part of the lawsuit, but that was the part that he dismissed. He didn't dismiss the entire lawsuit because some of the things about travel and stuff he said they could go on with. Now, I don't think they continued once they got that dismissed. They're appealing the part that he did dismiss. The women's soccer team and other American athletes have suffered a noticeable decline in performance since the election of President Joe Biden. Oh, I see. Whoever wrote this article is a dog, I gotta tell you. Anyway, that's hilarious. They're giving, okay, neither president deserves any credit or any fault for the performance of the U.S. Olympic team. But anyway, since despite being the overwhelming favorites to win it all in Tokyo, the women's team was humiliated in a 3-0 loss to Sweden before being knocked out of the gold medal contention by Canada. Meanwhile, the U.S. men's soccer team defeated Mexico to win the CONCACAF, whatever those words are, CONCACAF Gold Cup, further undermining the spurious argument for equal pay. So, anyway, whoever wrote this probably hasn't researched this carefully, but yeah, there's no, first of all, what they're rejecting. See, the women want guaranteed contracts, the men just play for bonuses. So there's a different bonus structure. We've gone through this so many times, but I'm finding great humor that the Soccer Federation again has offered them the exact same contract as the men's team, and they're rejecting it. And probably the reason they're rejecting it because the men's team is all bonuses. And had the women's team went for all bonuses the year that they sued, they would have made more money. But if the men's team would have had the contract the women had, the men's team would have made more too because of all the guaranteed money and benefits and all that other shit. So anyway, I just find it hilarious that they rejected an exact same contract. They think they're worth more in a sport that generates about 10%, not even 10% of what the men's does. It's barely, let's see, 6 million. Anyway, exponentially less. So sorry, ladies, it ain't happening. All right, let's see here. Bill opposing such transitions are not legislative interference. Okay, now we're skipping that one. Stepping down from the crown. Oh, again, this is news that we don't normally pay attention to on the Morning Night Live Friday, Funky Friday edition. Hello, Fight for Your Rights. How you doing? Here's an interesting one. Apparently, you remember, what's her name? Meghan something with she married the redhead guy. You know, the princess and Meghan Markle. Remember her? Married Prince Harry. And now Prince Harry has relinquished the crown or stepping down from the crown. Well, apparently the stepping down from the crown is proving to be quite lucrative for Prince Harry and Meghan. Not like they were living in squalor anyway, but Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the former Duke and Duchess of Sussex, have taken America by storm. Their arrival on our shores is reminiscent of the British invasion of the 60s. Yeah, I don't think they're the Beatles, but anyway, I gave you the bonus treatment. Yes, I'm a fan of the Dice Man. Sorry, I really am. Anyway, their arrival on our shores reminiscent of the British invasion in the 60s. Instead of selling music, Harry and Meghan are here to sell their ideas and personas. Yes, because they're fucking brilliant people. haven't just quit working for the royal family, they found a better gig. Their post-royal trajectory resembles that of a post-presidency of Barack and Michelle Obama. Harry and Meghan give interviews, publish books, and launch charitable ventures. This is earning them a fortune, but they still claim to be victims. 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 The couple left the British royal family, a move dubbed Megxit in the press in January 2020. Since then, they have rarely been off the front pages. Harry made headlines when he blamed mass-scale information for COVID, the stupid 19 jab hesitancy, during a virtual appearance at the GQ Men of the Year Awards. What? Why was he at the GQ Men of the Year Awards? He doesn't do anything. Anyway, Harry and Meghan embrace every standard liberal position, particularly a horror of people getting information from any source other than legacy media outlets and institutions. In March, Prince Harry joined the Aspen Institute's new Commission on Information Disorder. Wow. Can anyone say, oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Orwellian? The commission's stated aim is to wrestle with the impact and problem of mis- and disinformation across all aspects of modern society, from the 2020 election to stab safety. They hope to engage disaffected populations who have lost faith in evidence-based reality. Oh, they're trying to say that Republicans are devoid of evidence-based reality. Anyway, if you object to a British prince telling American citizens what they should believe about their own presidential election, then you are out of touch. Harry and his fellow commission members, who include Katie, oh my God, listen to this list. Katie Couric, Gary Kasparov, Catherine Murdoch, daughter-in-law of Rupert, but his castaway son, inhabit a rarefied circle that transcends old-fashioned notions like nationality, because just throw that out the window. It's a new world order, baby. It's a new world order. Anyway, I can't read any more of this because I'm about to throw up, but I'll let y'all can read the rest. I can't take it. Can't take it. Good morning, Fight for Your Rights. Nice to see you. I also saw Always Lost and Nothing Else. Alone is in the house. I know you're here somewhere. I scrolling. Also, People's Front of Canada. Good morning to this truncated but funky version of the Morning Night Live. All right, let's try to keep my cereal down and try something else here. Let's see. Oh, I almost forgot about this. I live in California forest. Here's what's really causing the wildfires. Huh? Let's see. Let's try this. Let's try this one. This might be a good one. So, there's been a rash of wildfires in California and much of the other parts of the West and Canada and all that shit. Pete, I had another tapioca moment. I got your tapioca moment right here. Anyway, I'm feeling a little goofy today. I don't know why. By the way, there is no bourbon in my cup of reparations today. Maybe that's the problem. I should probably throw some bourbon in there. Anyway, okay, so this is a guy who lives in California and really knows what's causing the wildfires. News that we don't talk about enough. Many media outlets are blaming climate change for the increased number of wildfires in the Western United States. Hold it. Wait, hold on. Alex Pones, welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm not familiar with the name, and maybe you've been here before, maybe you haven't. By the way, if you're here and you're not subscribed, take care of that now, please. Subscribe and click the bell so you get notifications. You know that bell. Anyway, okay, so many media outlets are blaming climate change for the increased number of wildfires in the Western United States. For example, this article from Vox, I'll just link at that one too, called "The West is Burning. Climate Change is Making It worse. Such a headline has become typical in recent years. Climate change has become the new universal boogeyman applied as a cause of almost everything. By the way, that is the next thing that they're going to control you on. See, this whole stupid 19 thing is a test run so that they can restrict what you do in life because of climate change. That's the next one. That's what I say, and that's what I mean. For example, but it is the cause of almost everything. For example, animals are shrinking. Blame climate change. That's another. Oh my God, that is an actual Vox article. We're going to link all these Vox articles that they named. Climate change has been used as a reason for shrinking crop yields. That's from Mother Jones. Glaciers. That's from AP News. Fish. National Geographic. And even shrinking the planet. That's at NewYorker.com. All these articles are going to be linked because this is crazy. When it comes to wildfires, climate change is supposedly making them larger, more catastrophic, and more frequent. Often those stories also have a social agenda attached. We need to drive less, eat less, fly less, and buy less stuff to avoid the looming boogeyman of climate change. But data, which doesn't have any agenda, tell an entirely different story. More on that below. Full disclosure, this writer lives in California's forested mountains. He says, I previously lived in Paradise, California, the town that was burned to the ground in 2018 by the Camp Fire due to a lack of maintenance on Pacific gas and electric power lines. The home I owned there over a decade was reduced to ashes, but climate change never entered my mind as a cause. This past summer, my new Lake Alomar home was threatened by the Dixie Fire, again caused by PG&E issues. Certainly not climate change. Yes, the Pacific gas and electric power lines were sparking like a dog. Well, not like a dog, but unless your dog's named Sparky, then you know. But anyway, the Dixie Fire is approaching 1 million acres burned and is still burning 2 months after ignition. Yes, good morning, all you need. Nice to see you. And David McDowell, what's up? Already said it. Asia Research Directorate. That's hello, how are you? Anyway, so California's drought is certainly a contributing factor. Though this phenomenon has been a historically continuous affliction caused by weather patterns in the Pacific Ocean. These patterns have been occurring for millennia and are not a feature of man-made climate change. In fact, 3 ranked studies of the Western United States, I'll link that too, show past mega droughts lasting as long as 200 years. Since 1950, there have been 25 years during which the Pacific weather patterns have been classified as El Nino. Conversely, there have been 24 years with patterns classified as El Niña. Hello, Francis Barrett. This bipolar pattern is endemic to California's natural climate cycles. Wet years cause forests to flourish, and dry years often taper that grow back via wildfires. This is the balance of nature. Forest flammability is primarily caused by lack of water, i.e. fuel moisture. The same pattern of dryness we have experienced today also contributed to the Great Fire of 1910. Oh my gosh, you mean there have actually been other fires in California before Al Gore made that movie? Are you kidding me? I don't believe you. Okay, that was just a facetious X to doubt. Good morning, Jonathan Peterson. Good morning, Vanessa. Now, the U.S. Forest Service says this. No official cause was ever listed for the 1910 fire, but 1910 was also the driest year in anyone's memory. Snows melted early and the spring rains never came. By June, the woods were on fire in 100 different places. Hey, sound familiar? As I said earlier, data tells a different story. In this case, it is one of the unintended consequences. Increasing forest biomass, also known as fuel load, has been prevalent. Increasing forest I just said that. Thank you, Rod Line, for sponsoring the show. Whoops, hang on. Who says? It's not climate change, it's China. because China is asshole.
China is asshole.
Remember, always spay and neuter your pets. Thank you very much. I definitely will remember to spay and neuter my pets. Fuel loads also figure greatly into wildfire potential and spread. In 1990, the spotted owl was listed as endangered. As a result, the Western logging industry and the associated forest management practices essentially evaporated. The newly protected owl habitat has directly caused an increase in forest fuel load in the absence of effective forest management. Fire science tells us, I'll link that. Boy, there's going to be a lot of links today. Some of you are going to be like, what the hell did you link that for? Increasing fuel load directly, it correlates with greater fire intensity and rate of spread, increasing acreage burned. Clearly, the 1990 law suppressing timber harvesting and management is correlated to the increasing amount of burned acreage. The do not touch policy favored by environmentalists has apparently contributed to the increase in wildfires. I bet those owls are losing habitat to wildfires faster than they would to people managing the forests, I would guess. Anyway, a report from California State University notes that active forest management is a key practice in preventing wildfires. Oh, imagine that. Hello, Pencalo. How are you, sir? One of the reasons we're observing more fires is because hundreds of years of poor Forest Service policy where we didn't allow prescribed fires or wildfires to burn, says Dr. Craig Elements, a San Jose State University meteorology and climate science professor and director of the school's Fire Weather Research Laboratory. Now, I personally believe that they need to take that man's title away as far as the climate science professor, because he clearly is a right-wing nut job to tell you that, maybe something besides climate change has something to do with the fact that these fires are burning more intensely. Anyway, finishing this up, let's see. It seems clear to me that poor forest management, not climate change, has led to this ever-expanding wildfire devastation afflicting California and much of the West. It is clear the practice of leaving forests unmanaged will result in continued catastrophic wildfires in the western United States. Gee, I wonder if anyone else has said anything like that in the last year. Oh, the guy with the funny hair said that. He's, but who would believe Donald Trump? Who would believe Donald Trump? I just don't know. Where's Smoking the Bear in all this? I don't know. When you drive through northern Wisconsin, in fact, you'll see it tomorrow if you come with me on my drive. Smoking the Bear is prominent in the northern woods of northwest Wisconsin and the lake area there. Then they have the little fire prevention signs and whether or not the fire danger is low, moderate, or high. It's been very low lately because there's been a lot of rain in our part of the country. So we're fortunate to live where we live, where they still have rain, because I know that because of climate change, rain no longer exists. And, just one of those things that happens when you have excessive climate change. Now, first carbon is good. Volcanoes are friends. Volcanoes are enemies of commies. When people propose anthropogenic climate, they never can't say how much is geoengineered. I think that's what you're saying there. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, interesting article there. Yeah, and the weather patterns in California are so much controlled by the oceans and have been going that way forever. Anyway, all right, let's see here. What else do we not normally talk about or haven't been talking about a lot lately? Well, speaking of climate science, this one from another scientist, or a scientist says, and I don't know why I'm giggling. I haven't really read the article, but I saw the headline and I thought this is going to be good. Warming causes cooling. says climate scientist. Let's get this right. Global warming caused the record cold in Texas last winter, and the climate will be even colder for decades to come because climate is warming. So let's spend trillions to make it colder. Global warming is making us cold, so we need to make it colder, or else the earth will burn up. Should I read on? Anyone interested in this article? In Alaska, we're getting winter 1 month early. Well, that's what kind of we're on here now. That the climate changes with the planet heating up is causing you to be colder. Good morning, pissed off Shih Tzu. Please don't be pissed off on me, or someone rearrange that sentence in a way that makes sense. That's the conclusion of scientists in a new report. Now that the climate appears to be cooling, at least in many heavily populated regions, environmentalists are desperate to salvage their theory of global warming, since that theory is the only way that government will be able to take control of the energy industry, which constitutes 8% of the U.S. economy. Now, is that what they're trying to do? I don't know. If Greens really believed that carbon emissions were a threat to the planet, they would focus on Asia, not the United States, where we have already cut carbon emissions to 1990 levels. But little is said about China.
China is asshole.
India, and Indonesia, and other carbon emitters. And nothing in the Paris Climate Agreement addresses the vastly greater emissions of those countries. The U.S. share of global emissions is only 14%, the same as it was in 1866. Meanwhile, China's share of the global CO2 emissions is 27.32%. Now that's a 2017 number. I don't know if it's still that way, but I know they haven't gotten any better because they're building all kinds of coal-fired electrical plants in China. Anyway, yet the Paris Agreement includes no enforceable plan to reduce Chinese emissions.
China is asshole.
The real prize for the environmental movement is the U.S. energy industry, one of the last bastions of true capitalism in America. For radical environmentalists, the problem with companies like ExxonMobil isn't emissions, it's that it supplies the free market with oil and gas, or did until the election of board members from Engine Number 1 this year, a recently created group that appears to determined to shift American oil and gas companies from fossil towards alternative fuel. Now, I don't have any problem with if they decided to take a stab at alternative fuels that can make them money again, which I'm sure they all are, but why is the government doing that? Now, even as the United Nations IPCC admits that reducing carbon emissions in the U.S. will have an extremely limited impact on climate, yet the focus of environmentalists and liberal media is on a small set of companies within the United States. That focus on big oil will not change global temperatures, but it may help environmental groups raise money. It changes nothing except to raise the cost and reduce the availability of reliable fossil fuels, and kill tens of thousands of good jobs for American workers, and endangers those who are still working, as we've seen with the shutdowns of pipelines and other things like that. And I know that fracking ban that Biden said he wasn't going to do, I know it's coming. Just wait for it. Wait for it. The thing about the fracking thing too, it has made, our production of natural gas, which, we're like the Saudi Arabia of natural gas, right? And isn't that the one that we're supposedly be able to have a cleaner alternative, and they still want to ban fracking? I don't get it. Anyway, it goes on to talk about what the hell is that? Anyway, it goes on to talk about John Kerry and his multiple homes and private jets, and him flying around the world as the climate czar. Well, can we stop calling people czars? That's just a stupid thing. Anyway, you can learn about the hypocrisy there. You can read the rest of the article on your own. I just find it fascinating, though, that we're still on this kick. That not that we want to take care of our planet, but damn, we're not God. Anyway, All right, back into articles that I haven't, let's see. How about, I suppose we should talk about the economy a little bit too. Should we go, here's one. So, I don't understand the Democrats' penchant for wanting to. Well, this is a good headline. Democrats are hell-bent on making life miserable for average Americans. That's an interesting headline, right? If you're old enough to remember the 70s, and I am, he says that too, but I am. I remember the 70s. I was a child, but I still remember the 70s. If you're old enough to remember the 70s, and I am, sure a few of you are, you probably recall with varying degrees of fondness things like Saturday Night Fever, Star Wars, velour shorts, and bulletproof polyester, backlight posters, and patchouli oil. Okay, I don't remember the patchouli oil, but everything else I remember there. And maybe a few cool cars. Well, there's nothing better than a early 70s muscle car in my mind. That's kind of one of my, I don't know if fetish is the word, but I do like them. What you will probably not remember with any degree of nostalgia are the following. Disco. Oh, come on, man. I love me some Gloria Gaynor. Gas lines. And the high cost of everything except oxygen and belly button lint. Well, disco, excuse me, and to a certain degree, Star Wars is dead. Yeah, they've tried their best to kill off Star Wars. There are a few patchouli true believers out there. One runs the cash register at my local filling station, and I am not sure if polyester is making a comeback, but judging by Megan Fox's review of the VMA Awards, it may be time to give it a second look. But bring on the leisure suits, Larry. Okay, quick question. This is the chat. Okay, let me put a question in the chat. Did you? Whoops, hang on. I got to type it correctly. Did you ever play Leisure suit Larry? Okay, I'll have this in the chat for a little bit here. Did you ever play that game? All right. However, while the gas lines may be in the future, which you know what, I tell you what, we had gas lines at Sam's Club almost every day because it's the cheapest place to buy gas around here. Holy shit, they get the line like crazy. However, while gas lines may be in the future, high prices are here right now. Yay! Okay, there. They are squatting over us, to steal a phrase out of context of Nietzsche, catastrophic spider. Or is that the Democratic Party? In fact, while the cost of gas and items purchased in brick and mortar stores continue to slip the surly bonds of earth, online purchases are naturally seeing a hike in prices as well. If you can order it from your tablet, laptop, or smartphone, it is costing more than it did a year ago. That includes clothes, pet products, your vitamins, and furniture. This may have caught many people on the hop since they figured that online orders have a lower overhead, but production and shipping costs are keeping pace with the times. You would think that with all the uncertainty that has become part and parcel of the 21st century and skyrocketing costs of life in general, the Donkey Party would take a few minutes from reposting photos from the Met Gala to contemplate the struggles of the common man. But alas, that is not the case. But you already knew that. And you already knew that when it comes to taxes, a donkey double down is inevitable. Such was the case this week earlier when Congress, when GOP members of the Ways and Means Committee, Kevin Hern and Lloyd Smucker, tried to introduce bills as part of the markup for the $3.5 trillion with a T budget abomination. The bills had a simple goal: hold off any tax hikes until the economy resembles something akin to its pre-pandemic state. Said Hearn of his bill, it's not hard to understand that this is the wrong time for Democrats to shove one of the largest tax increases in American history on the American people that have not regained their strength from the brutal blow of the 19. Inflation is a tax on all Americans, and it hurts working class Americans the most, he added. Hearn hoped to at least hold off any tax hikes until the annual rate of inflation dropped below 2.5% for 12 months in a row. Smucker's bill would have delayed the increases until the national employment rate fell below the pre-pandemic level for 6 months. Keep in mind, these men were not necessarily trying to deny the Dems their cash grab. They just wanted to wait until the nation was in a better position to deal with them. And now, of course, Democrats on the committee blocked both bills. This may give them a tax the rich, warm, fuzzy, but of course it results in higher rates of inflation for you and me. Apparently, all that empathy and goodwill at the Met Gala got thrown out with the empty Chardonnay bottles. Okay, so Leisure Shoot Larry was hilarious. Little Dude was pounding poon. Yes, Leisure Shoot Larry was quite humorous. Wow, we're at 56% now. Yeah, I did. Oh, I can't answer my own polls. Anyway, all right, I'm just gonna end the poll. We got the idea. All right. By the way, speaking of the Met Gala, I wonder if I had this article up. AOC has a little problem about her little Met Gala Chick-fil-A dress that, well, I couldn't tell if it was a Chick-fil-A dress or if it was an Xfinity van, you know, like Comcast Xfinity. But anyway, the one that said tax rich. Well, she might have a little ethics problem going on here with that thing. Where is it? Right here. I think I had an article here. Democrats. Here we go. She's been hit with an ethics complaint over her Chick-fil-A dress. You know what I'm talking about? The Chick-fil-A dress. So Alexandria OcasioCortez hit with second ethics complaint over tax the rich Met Gala appearance. I'll give you the highlights. Representative Alexandria OcasioCortez may have violated a myriad of House ethics rules for attending the ritzy Met Gala on Monday evening while wearing a tax the rich dress, a conservative watchdog group alleged in a complaint filed Thursday. Quote, Representative Alexandria OcasioCortez may have violated the House gift rule by accepting free admission for herself and boyfriend to the Met Gala event and received related gifts before, during, and after the event, including the use of a custom-designed dress, limousine service, the use of the Carlisle Hotel, professional hair and makeup services, and many other related services or goods. The National Legal and Policy Center stated in its complaint. Let's see. So here it is. The watchdog group, the National Legal Policy Center, alleged in a complaint filed with the Office of Congressional Ethics on Thursday that OcasioCortez acceptance of a free tickets to the event, which reportedly run at $35,000 apiece, for both herself and her boyfriend, violated House gift rules. The group also alleges that OcasioCortez received a prohibited gift from a paid attendee of the Met Gala by sitting at a sponsored table during the event, which are reportedly valued at $300,000 per table. Good Lord. In addition, the watchdog group alleged that OcasioCortez may have accepted prohibited in-kind gifts due to her use of her custom-designed tax the rich dress and other amenities. Now, good. I think she probably, now again, these kind of things are usually slap on the wrist, and she gets, sometimes though, they ask you to pay it back. And I don't know if she managed her money that well. I have no idea. I don't have any way to judge one way or another, but I think it'd be funny if she had to pay back $35,000 for a dress. Now, speaking of this subject, though, I found something quite humorous. So somebody the other day imagine this, and I'll finish with this today because I got a shortened show. Somebody was bitching the other day because one of these news outlets said something about OcasioCortez and her dress. Here it is. Molly Junk-Fast, everyone's favorite liberal on Twitter, tweeted this out. Now, she was talking about this article in the New York Post in which they mentioned that AOC's immigrant tax the rich Met Gala designer was born in Toronto. And Molly Junk-Fast says, "Tell me you're racist without telling me you're racist." Now, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why is this racist to mention that the immigrant that OcasioCortez was touting was from Toronto? Because that's still an immigrant, right? Here's the thing. So, in fact, let me see if I can't find the article. Hang on a second. Let's look this up. New York. What their post immigrant tax the rich. Hopefully I'll get the right article up. Here it is. So here's the article that they're complaining about. Now they just complain about the headline. So Alexandria OcasioCortez was making a very big deal about let's see what she said here. Let me give it to you. Proud, okay, she tweeted this. Right here. She tweeted this right here. Right here. This right here. Come on. Oh, what happened? Where'd it go? Oh, right here. AOC, the medium is the message. Proud to work with Aurora James as a sustainably focused Black woman immigrant designer who went from starting her dream at Brother Vaez at a flea market in Brooklyn to winning the CFDA against all odds. What odds? Anyway, and then work together to kick open the doors at the Met. Oh, so brave, so stunning and brave. I'm sorry, I didn't have the whole thing of the thing. So stunning and brave. The time is now for childcare, healthcare, and climate action for all. Tax the rich. Now, when you hear this Black woman immigrant designer who went from starting her dream at Brother Vaez, now I don't know who knew Brother Vaez is, at a flea market in Brooklyn, you're thinking Black immigrant woman, oh my gosh. Did she cross our border illegally? Because that's what people talk about, immigrants now. That's all they talk about. They don't talk about immigrants from Ireland or Texas. That's a slip up. Or Africa. Is she a Black woman from Africa, immigrant, or is she? What's this? What immigrant? So let's read what the article is about here. The immigrant designer, Representative Alexandria OcasioCortez, praised for being behind the tax the rich dress she wore to the Met Gala, is an immigrant from Canada. Oh my goodness, I'm sure she had a rough life in Canada, right? Proud to work with So anyway, Aurora James, who attended the Met Gala alongside AOC on Monday night, was lauded by the New York Congresswoman for coming to the U.S. to launch her sustainable fashion brand, Brother Vaez or Velez or whatever it is, at a Brooklyn flea market. Proud to work with Aurora James as a sustainably focused Black woman immigrant designer who went from starting her dream, Brother Vaez, at a flea market in Brooklyn to winning the city, blah, 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 blah. Again, we already read the tweet, right? But the self-proclaimed socialist AOC did not mention the 36-year-old fashion designer made the move to the Big Apple from a Toronto suburb. Now, so she's an immigrant, but do you think that's what OcasioCortez was trying to imply by saying this black immigrant woman who started her business in a flea market against all odds. She was born in Mississauga. How do you say that, Canadians? Someone put a phonetic spelling for Mississauga. Mississauga? Anyway, about 45 minutes outside Toronto, to a Canadian mother and Ghanaian father, according to a Harper Bazaar profile. The median household income in her Canadian hometown is about $83,000, according to Townfolio. She moved to Brooklyn back in 2011 before launching her brand 2 years later. The inspiration for James' label came from various trips to Africa, including South Africa, Kenya, and Morocco, when she was in her 20s, according to various profiles about her success. She has been vocal about her Canadian heritage in the past, telling the Globe and Mail in a 2015 interview, "I wouldn't be who I was if it wasn't for Canada. Oh, Canada. I lived in Jamaica for 3 years growing up, and that was such a huge culture shock for me. Even moving to America was a huge culture shock for me," she said. Really? Is it that different from living in a suburb, living near from a suburb of Toronto? I don't know. Is it that different? It was the first time I ever felt I actually had to categorize who I was, and I never had those confines in Canada, which doesn't put these sorts of boundaries or restrictions on you that growing up in New York tends to do to people. I'm really proud to be Canadian. Now, wait a minute. I lived in Jamaica for 3 years growing up. Which one was categorizing you? Was it the Americans or the Jamaicans? You haven't made that clear. Speaking about working with AOC, James, who also founded the 15% Pledge campaign, told CNN Tuesday that she and the Congresswoman had been following each other's work for years. Oh, that's so sweet. And there she is, and the tax the Chick-fil-A dress. It's although it could be also Xfinity Mobile. Hello, who did I just see? Horrible Gamer. What's up? Nice to see you. Anyway, James added that they related to each other as women of color who were hustling in their careers in New York. Well, anyway, so yeah. AOC might have got some free shit out of that, and that is a no-no. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. All right, so yeah, so that's Funky Friday for you today, guys. I had to shorten the show because of a slight schedule miss happening at where I work, and so I appreciate you all showing up today, and I'm sorry that we had to finish early because I could certainly have Picalo, I just caught that. Yes, in Canada. Oh, Canada. Meanwhile, in Canada, calling yourself a proud Canadian makes you a white supremacist. So there you go. Hello, Sora Luna. How you doing? Anyway, so yeah, her black immigrant poor started your career in the mean streets of the flea markets in New York City. Moving from a Canadian suburb. I just gotta tell you. Anyway, so that's it for today. Ladies and gentlemen, before you do anything else, smile, take a sip of your beverage if you have a beverage handy, and take your other hand and punch that like button right in the nose. That would be fantastic also, because if you haven't done it already, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. Then also, if you want to really help the show out, really help the show out, share this stream. Even though it was kind of silly today, it's still Funky Friday. Dun, dun, dun. Although I don't really know what this tune is. I just put on a list of funky music, and this, oh, it has a nice little bass groove in the back. Here, let me turn this up a bit. Whoops, wrong one. Okay, I kind of like it. You know what I mean? All right, so anyway, gang, thank you for being here today on another episode of Morning Night Live. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 1500 GMT until the time thing changes. And thank you for enjoying the show. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for those of you watching the replay. Throw a comment in the comment section so I know that you were here, and share the stream. And if you want to sponsor the show, just like Thomas Cleaver and Rod Line did, you can do that through the little links down below. So you can do Streamlabs and PayPal and something. There's something down there, Venmo and Cashapp or something. Those are all available 24 hours a day, and then Streamlabs and SuperChats during the show. Thank you again. But it is time for me to go on this funky Friday. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.